Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of To Whom Music Concerns. So, I want to talk about Big Thief. I want to talk about the band Big Thief. And, recently, I think I'm changing, the output of what I put in my... Hold on. I'm thinking of changing the sort of episodes I'm doing. So the topics. So I did it very broad subjects, and then now I kind of want to do it very specific on specific bands. So I want to do this week's episode on Big Thief and Adrianne Lenker as well. Specifically her though, because she's the lead singer, and it doesn't tend to be like this, but honestly, most of the time the music is created by the lead singer or the friend of the lead singer and so on, because it's kind of their band. Sometimes it's not, sometimes it isn't, but like Kim Deal, she wrote some of the songs. She wasn't the lead singer of the Pixies, but to be fair, she did go on to the Breeders. That's why she was like, Frank Black, dude, I can't deal with this. So, anyway, that is partly why she left, because of, there's a whole episode on that. But we move. So, Adrianne Lenker, I really appreciate how she appreciates how important no technology is in your life, or because she says this in an article from The Guardian, right? It can be this thing that almost latches on your eyeballs and sucks you in and takes part of your soul. And I think she was talking about technology, right? It just makes sense because it she also says, the latest album, Big Thief's latest album, was recorded in a forest, just a hidden studio in the middle of nowhere, and I just love that. I just love that so much, and they're just so disconnected from the world, and yeah, why can't that be the case all the time, So she also says, if we need to, the band will miss sound check and just sit under a tree and talk for 4 hours. Because if you keep practicing over and over and over again, then it just kind of gets to your brain, Wait, no. It affects, you get tired, and then you don't, because you've already done so many gigs, and then you don't need to practice again. And then just having that time with the band can make it better, make the gig better, But her life is really crazy, really crazy. She escaped from a religious cult, a Christian cult, at the age of 4. And she wrote her first song at the age of 8, and then she recorded her first album at the age of 13, and it's just crazy. Because she says about her experiences in the Christian cult, we'd pray under blankets and the Bible couldn't touch the ground. A lot of things were sinful. And then she lived in a van for several years. And then she moved in with some Amish women, and then she got drawn back to the cult. I'm just like, oh my god. It's nuts. Because I like her way of thinking. I really do. It's she's still spiritual, but she doesn't label it as she's religious like God, She just has a spiritual way of life, you know, and I really respect that, you know. It's just like, I don't like religion. I don't like it when it's forced down your throat. I really appreciate religion when it's used towards a positive life. Like, I know sometimes, I'm not saying this is the exact reason why people are religious, but it's nice to have faith in something. It's nice to know that you're not going to, I know. It's nice to know that you're not going to die. And then you're not going to be in the ground forever. You know, it's nice to know that. But, I mean, if you're an atheist person, then you just come to terms with that, and then you have to make peace with that. And the people who are still nice people despite knowing that, well, they just make the most of things in the moment, rather than having a cause for everything. You know, you don't need to have a reason for living. I know, that sounds a bit cynical, but like, you really don't. Like, just be a warm-hearted person. Just live in the moment. And I don't like it, because when religious people think of that mindset that I just said, when they are like that, and then they don't force their religion on you, and then they respect your opinions, and then you respect theirs, then I don't see what harm it does to people. And I'm not saying that it does anyway, but I don't like the religious people that shove it down your throat, you know, like with any opinion ever. Like, don't make it your whole personality and then shove it down your throat. Exactly. So, when Adrianne Lenker goes on about playing live, she says this in Brody's sessions. It was an interview. That's a really beautiful performance as well. Like, I love those performances. Like, they're only 15 minutes, 20 minutes ish. And then they're just so, I love it when they're really, really intimate. You know, that's how it's supposed to be. Listen, I went to see Arctic Monkeys in a stadium, right? I mean, I can't go back in time and go to 2013 and see them in Glastonbury, you know? Like, when AM just came out. I'm not going to be able to do that. But let's just say I'm going to see Lana Del Rey. I'm probably going to see her in a stadium, realistically. Unfortunately, I have not seen it. Lana Del Rey is not an it. I have not seen her, but I have seen Arctic Monkeys. But that's the only way that I'm going to be able to see them. However, just concerts like that, the small intimate ones, I just really appreciate them. I really do love them, you know. And I really like how she appreciates. Okay, this is what she said. Playing live is very of the moment, and you should be very, very present, which I agree with, because you should know that it will never happen again. So capture the moment, but it's like you can always video it, you can always take a picture, but you'll never know how you feel ever again like you did in that moment. And I really do love that. It's like the wasabi Buddhism iconography, where it's like the cherry blossom tree doesn't last forever, you know? The petals all fall down, but it does come back, but it doesn't in this scenario, right? And it's just really beautiful. I really, really love how she thinks, you know. And this is the one thing that she said that I just completely agree with. the more you pay attention to the world, the more inspired you are. Because, like, she was going on about how she saw, like, little children running around and smiling, or, like, someone crying, or someone reading really quietly, and then away from everyone, you know? And then when you notice those little things, see, this is the thing, right? This is one of my pet peeves, you know? When someone doesn't pay attention, to anything, and then you're walking down the road, right? There's a sunset or something like that. There's a sunset, or let's just say a beautiful person walks by, right? And then no one sees it because, why do I keep calling people it? What is wrong with me? When you see like a beautiful person, or like a beautiful sunset, or like a beautiful building, right? Anything that's beautiful, right? And then someone's like looking down at their phone religiously, just kind of like, what's the point? You know, what is the actual point? And then you're not capturing the moment, you know? So you just remember that moment from when you were talking to one of your friends, or like when you were looking at some weird cat videos or something like that, I don't know. And it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. And yeah, and then when she goes on about that, and then the music nowadays, it just makes me happy, you know? It just makes me happy that someone else thinks like that. So yeah. But yeah. So literally, their latest album was just recorded with no headphones, just played. They just played because they loved to play. And I really do love that, honestly. And one of my favourite songs on Capacity, I feel like I haven't listened to enough of their other albums, but like this is the album that I actually love this week. But I feel like if I listen to more of Big Thief, I'll update it. So I love Coma. That's really trippy, oh my god, that's crazy. But my favourite song on it is Black Diamonds. Oh, that's such a pretty song. And I love her voice. Wait, isn't she like a they or something? I don't know. But anyway, I just love their voice, you know? Love it. So pretty. And there's something about an acoustic guitar that like really feels more intimate, you know? That's like, don't get me wrong, I love an electric guitar. I really do, but there's something really intimate about an acoustic guitar, because like I just love how it sounds, and yeah, it's more folky. I think that's the whole point. It's just more folky. But yeah, thank you for joining me with this episode, and hope you enjoy. I hope you like Big Thief, or if I've introduced you to Big Thief now. Love Big Thief. I feel like they've been around for a while though, so it's just me for just discovering them. Not really though, because I first started listening to them a few weeks ago, and then I got really into them this week. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening to this week's episode, and yeah, okay, goodbye.